What's up, guys? Thanks for joining. Today I'm going to show you how to take apart a Kenmore washer. So if you either need to replace the gasket or the boot, or if you just want to clean it because they get gunky after a while, and that's what I'm doing. Doesn't look damaged, but it's pretty gunky. So I'm just going to take the whole thing apart, clean it, show you guys how to put it back together. So stick around. Every now and then I have to keep a towel down here, but I think it's either coming from this gasket could be getting a little worn out, or just drains a little slow. Okay, first we're gonna take off the top and also take out the tray, which is a little push button here. Push it down, pull it out, make sure you got no water in here, it's gonna make a mess. Always a good time to clean these when they're pulled out. You obviously don't need a power tool to do this, but see how it goes. Try to stick with as few tools as possible. Slide that back. Pull it off. Those are where your two screws came from. By the way, I haven't done this before. I just took a quick look at it, figured out what I think I need to start with, and we're going from there. So we're learning together. So also got Craftsman flathead and Craftsman Phillips. I also like Craftsman. So there's two screws right here. This metal bracket. And make it a little easier, I did end up grabbing the Phillips. There's one more screw that's holding on to the back of this right here. Take that out. Try not to get all your screws mixed up. I more than likely will get them mixed up when I go to put everything back together. So, anyways, and then when you look back here, behind here, there's a couple clips down into your flathead, not the Phillips. Just get behind the plastic and in between the plastic and the metal, pop them out. It's always a stubborn one. Gonna kind of lift up and out. And also this would be a good lesson if you need to replace either of these two boards. There's clips here to get some slack. Always make sure you have it unplugged, just to be safe. Now, next step is going to be taking this cover off, but before we do that, we got to take the spring off of the gasket. Front metal clip with the spring. Okay, now we're going to take off this spring retaining clip, which holds the front part of the gasket in place. Usually found down towards the bottom is the spring. I've got a scratch awl just to grab in the ring to get started. They also make spring expanding tools, or whatever you call them. Just getting it started here. Work your way around, pull it off, set it to the side. Okay, and then it's usually going to be hooked here around the rim. You're just going to work it around, get it free. Now what we're going to do, I guess, I'm pretty sure there's another, yep, so on the back side, yeah, that's pretty yucky. The back side, outside, there's going to be another ring. Next step should be to drain hose. Before you open that, just get something to drain the water in, and then undo the filter. Undo these screws, and then take off the other screws to get the door off. We'll come back. Turns out you don't need to mess with this or this right now to get this off. All you gotta do, For some reason I only had one screw in here. This is it. I guess previous owner, or maybe I did in the past, one time changing these filters. I didn't know cleaning the filter, I didn't know what I was doing. There was a missing screw. Not really relevant right now. But, and I shouldn't need to do this, but just so somebody knows how to do it, I'm probably gonna do it. Get out of here. This is Brisket, everybody. Yep, her name's Brisket. Just because I like the word brisket, and I love to eat brisket, but we're not gonna eat you. No. Plus she looks kind of like a brisket. Got some different coloring going on in here. But this is my brisket barricade. Go lay down, Brisket. Okay. Getting a lot of screws. Door's gonna fall out. You're gonna have a cord right here hooked up to the bottom. Just unplug that. You're gonna angle out the door so far it's off the tracks. Move it to the side. All right. Oh, also, if you need it, there's a manual. We don't use manuals if we don't need them. So here is your boot gasket. And there is the other clip. I knew it. Oh, there's the spring. Right there. Once we get that off, this whole thing should be able to come off. You can set it and clean it in bleach or however you want. Make sure it's rinsed well with water afterwards. There's my drain. Take these clamps off here. Probably be a good idea to check the drain out once you get that off. This is just, I think, ideally supposed to be able to drain the water out so it doesn't make a mess here. But every time I've cleaned this, I first open this, hardly anything comes out of here. And maybe I need to do more like that. Either way, just find a good way to catch the water here. And actually I'll make a short clip on that. All right, now in this section, again, I'm going to work on this drain, see if I can more successfully get water out than I have before to make less of a mess. And then we're also going to get that spring off, that retaining clip, see if we can just pull this thing completely out. Hold up here. See what I mean? I got nothing else. Could be clogged, I guess. Maybe that's what's going on. Feels like there's a hose gets firm back here. Thor, out. Thor, out. That's Thor. He's our bigger dog. German Shepherd. He's pretty cool. Sheds a lot, but German Shepherds are really good dogs. Thor, out. See what I mean? Really good dog. Gotta work on my dog barrier a little better here. Really cool dog. They just shed a lot. Thor, out. Go lay down. And Mom's out of town. He really misses Mom, so they're all kind of hanging out here because they got no one else to hang out with right now. Wife and kids are visiting family in Florida. Oh yeah, there's a lot of sand in there. Get out of here, Thor. I don't know if this is gonna be... Hey, we're onto something here, guys. Yeah, so the hose got firm halfway. Oh yeah, there's a lot of dirt. Might have to find a way to just take, holy schmoly. Feels like it's full of sand. Yeah. So that explains why I've never gotten much water out of these before. I got most of the water. I'm gonna pull this little hose off the back. Go this way. That's gonna take too long for the video. Don't worry about that a little bit. What I really need to focus on, work it out. Back off, guys. Is we are going to channel locks, and we're gonna unhook the drain. There we go. Unhooked. Oh, I knew it. More dirt. Impeding drainage with an almost plugged drain. Could very well be why I had water leaking out the front. This retaining clip out first. Another ring to pull off. I'm not gonna move the camera. It's the same concept as that front retaining ring. We're going to okay, there you go. Got it off. Still in place here. But when I started pulling off here, it just gave enough slack. It was able to start coming off. I'm gonna take this end off, which looks like by where the clips are. Need Yale channel lock brand needle nose. Squeeze the clamps and it loosens the hose. Yep, this is clogged. We're gonna clean that out. Okay, got the gasket or boot seal, whatever, whatever you want to call it. It's a gasket to me, but got it as clean as I had the patience for. I'm sure you can leave it sitting in, you know, a tub of bleach water overnight to get it as clean as possible. I just don't have the patience for that. I need to get laundry going and get my caught up in my chores. But I got all the gunk off, some nasty. Got this cleaned up as good as you can. You know, rinse it off, dried it off. So now we're just gonna put it back together. So you're gonna take this part, kind of where it sits like this. If you open it up right here, that part is gonna snap around here. And the best way, I think, to line it is if you take the tabs on the bottom, start with that first, line it up where it needs to be, snap it in there, and then just work your way around. Yeah, feel free to fast forward through that part. Good news is, we got it. Now, for the ring, again, put everything back the same way you took it off. Really kind of make this a pain in the butt. Mother trucker. Time out. Make this better and more purposeful. All right. So I've been fighting with this thing off camera, but I just don't have the spring expansion tool. Saw some other guy do another technique, just not working for me. I think he had a super set of pliers. We're just gonna go back. Again, this is the way I took it off. So I took it off just by getting it loose and it came out this way. Stayed hooked. So, typical fashion, when you go to put things back together, You're gonna usually reverse the way you did it, or the way you took it apart. Not done. Don't like having done it like this. Just feel like I can increase the chance of tearing into the gasket. Fortunately I didn't. I got one little spot here. There. Snapped in. Holy cow. That is a beast. Probably some pros out there. Again, if you're a pro, I don't know why you'd be watching this video. You'd be like, oh yeah, of course you did your spring expansion tool, man. Duh. But next step is to reconnect this guy. Good to go. Got that. Got this cleaned out. Bunch of sand. Now going forward until it plugs again. Better check this filter. I'm going to tell you about the shedding German Shepherd. Before I pull the filter out, pull this plug out, and it should drain most of your water to prevent such a mess. Putting this back in, slide it in. Once it gets in there, it won't turn. Just this part will screw in. Should be good there. Last few drops. Pull this stuff back over here. Now we're gonna put the door back on. Set it on the guides. Before I get too far through here, plug your harness back in. A couple screws in. So I just pulled this out. Just gonna get a little lip right here. There's a little bit of lip right here. Okay, this is how we gonna do. So I think if you get half of this spring set in place, it's going to use. What are you doing? You're supposed to be over here. Stop coming up. Use your muscles and just stretch it out. Oh man. See, I don't know why I make things look so difficult sometimes, and then all of a sudden that happens. And then just make sure it sits completely inside that lip. Inside of finagle right there. Make sure everything's flush. There you go. I'm finished putting my screws back in, and then I'm gonna work on swapping them. There you go, husbands. Don't call somebody. Fix your washer for your wife. By the way, that cleaning this gasket was pretty nasty. I used my wife's toothbrush. Just kidding, babe. Help by the power cord move. Oh, that took skin off. Oh, that hurt. And hair. Yeah, so obviously what happened. Honestly, I don't know if they make setups where the washer can be on the right, jar can be on the left. I don't know. But the way the door is on the washer, I can't just flip it around. I put it on the dryer, came on the washer. And when the contractor put everything in, because we added this bathroom to the house, for some reason he put the washer stuff on the right, dryer on the left. But then I had to come hook everything up afterwards, and I'm like, holy crap. Whatever, I'll deal with it. So now I'm tired of dealing with it. Can't change all that stuff. Just gonna see if I can just, everything's long enough just to move over the dryer in, then I'll have to flip the dryer door back over. And the water leaks. All right, so now washer opens this way. Now it's gotta put the dryer door back, flip it, throws this way, make a nice simple quick close. Thanks guys. Have a great day. Let me know what you think.